7. In this tutorial, I'm going to be going through stage 1 of creating your own Animorph. There will be multiple stages to these tutorials, but what we're going to achieve at the end of this tutorial is something that looks like this, where we have our 3 to 4 animals inserted into Photoshop, ready to be cut out and combined together. I'm just going to quickly show you some examples of some previous students' work before we get started. These are ones I gave a little bit of an extra challenge to create a surreal, unbelievable situation with believable animorphs. So you can see some great work has been done here, morphing our creatures together. Just a few examples. So you will have done 3 drawings in which you would have picked one, your favourite combination of your animals, and you're going to be using those animals to create your Animorph in Photoshop. Okay, so there's a few examples for you to look at. Okay, so first thing we're going to be doing is finding images off the internet. Now there's a few things we need to consider when we are finding images. What's the viewpoint of the photo? Do I need an elephant's head looking to the side or looking straight at the camera? Depends on what your drawing looks like and what all the other bits of your animals look like, what angle they are at. Now the image must be large in size. I'm going to show you how to find large images in a moment. A general rule is 1600 and above. Definitely don't go below 1000, otherwise we're going to start losing quality of your image. There must be a clear image, so no pixelation, no distortion, nice clear images. Must not be cut off. Now, I'll show you in a moment an example of my animal. We want the whole animal to be seen, okay? So we don't want to have an elephant's trunk cut off because we want the whole head. Now, a white or a plain / contrasting background will make life easier with the magic wand. You can just click and delete when it's a nice plain background, and I'll show you an example in a moment. Okay, so we're going to find some images on the internet. So I've looked up elephant. Very simply, I've looked up elephant. Now, when I'm searching for images in Google Images, I need to click on Tools, and I can click on Large Size. That way we've got nice large images. Okay, so make sure definitely that you do that. Now, when you click on an image, it previews over here like this. If I'm to run my mouse over it and hold there, it says 1200 by 900. Now, according to my rule, that's a little bit small, so we might move past that one. But even so, if I wanted the whole elephant's body, this one wouldn't work because its legs cut off. And his head's actually cut off too, so I probably wouldn't choose that one. Let's look at some more. This one here looks pretty good. Let's look at the size. 1000 by 1500. Look, it's passable. I could try and look for a bigger image, but it's passable. Now, it's also can be nicely cut out. So you can see a nice contrast or difference between the elephant and the background. That way the magic wand or the quick selection tool is going to be easily be able to pick that up. Okay, so that's a pretty good image. It's front on like I want. So let's just keep that one there just in case. Let's keep looking. This one wouldn't work because I want the elephant's head. You can see it's cut off by the grass, so I'm not going to use that one. Now this one, let's look at the size of it. Nice big size. Now if I wanted an elephant's head looking to the side, I would probably pick this one because it's on a plain background. I could delete that background in one click with the magic wand, but I'm not going to choose this one because I know I want one from the front. But if you can find a white background, go for it. That's a really good image for you to use. Now let's look at this one. This one looks like a good image. Wow, it's nice and big, this one. Really nice big size image. You can probably see some other good ones down there as well. Okay, but let's look at this one. Nice big image. I think I'm going to go with this one. I know I'm going to get a quality. I can see there's nice contrast here. I should be able to cut out really well. Really nice contrast. Okay, if this elephant was on a very plain grey brown background and you could hardly tell it apart from the background, I wouldn't choose it. This one's looking good, so let's use this one. Now, I'm just going to right click and say open link in new window. Oh, new tab, I could have said. We want to try and make the image as big as we can before we copy it. Okay, fantastic. That's what I'm going to use. Next up, Photoshop. This is what we're aiming for at the end of today's tutorial, but I'm going to open a new file, New. Okay, We're going to print these eventually and hang them on the wall. So we're going to use the print tab. Just going to make sure that's in centimeters. And then all these values are preset for you. Now I know mine's going to be longer than it is high, so I'm going to choose landscape, but you could also choose portrait depending on what animals you're putting together. Great, I got a lovely white canvas ready for us to use. So let's go back and get our image. I'm going to right click, copy image, go to Photoshop, file, paste. You can also do Control V. Great. Now you can see that image is still doesn't take up my whole A4 page, even at that size. What you don't want to be doing year 7 is getting a really tiny image and making it really big or transferring it really big, because that's when we lose quality. If I double click on this magnifying glass, it brings me into 100%, or what it looks like when it gets printed. It's a lovely clear image, okay? You'll see me just doing a little trick here. I'm actually holding down spacebar. You'll see the little hand comes out. And when I hold it down spacebar and click with my mouse, I can move around my image, which is really quite handy. Another trick, if you hold down Alt and roll your mouse wheel, we can roll in and out. Spacebar, move around. Alt, move in and out, back and forth. Okay, great. So that elephant is in there, fantastic. So I just want to transform or make that image smaller, so I'm going to be able to fit my other four. So I'm just going to click on that. Control T, which means transform. Pull the bounding box. When I'm done, you can double click or you can press enter. Okay, now it's ready to insert my other 3 images. It might be another 2 images, but push yourselves and add more 4 creatures together. Great, let's see what's next on our steps. Okay, right. Copy and paste 3 to 4 images. Oh, I forgot to say year 7, if you have your images saved to your computer and you're not copying and pasting from Google Images, to insert them, you go to File, Place Embedded, and find your file and press place, and they will insert there. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, next up, we have to, in each of our images, we have to add a mask layer. You should be aware of how to do this from the last tutorial. You click on Add Layer Mask. Okay, fantastic. And we want to name this layer. Double click on the text, elephant, and press Enter. We've named them. So, great. Let's turn off the background layer so we can see a nice transparent background. And this is what you are preparing. One second. Too many things not named. There you go. That's what you should have. And you'll be saving that, and you've reached the end of this tutorial. So we have 4 layers, 4 animals, all have masks, all are named. Fantastic. Well done. Here's a little look of a almost finished Animorph. We're going to be inserting them into a background. So thank you, 7. Stage 1 done.